Noon. I split this hive on Sunday. Just want to show you how active they are. It's 5:15 on Friday night here. We're getting rain tomorrow, so I can't check tomorrow on Saturday. And Sunday, I may be able to come back out, but I thought, I don't want to wait a whole week to check for a queen. And so there's just lots of bees. It might be hard to see, but they are flying all around. So this is going to hopefully be really quick, because actually I have other stuff to get done tonight. But I wanted to check these bees and see if there's a queen cell. So there won't be a queen yet. So the way this works out, now of course the wind is blowing. That's just my concern. It's not been the best day. I've kind of been waiting. I'll move this back a little bit. It's kind of a hill here. Yeah, that just fell over. That was fun. Well, hello there. Something switched around. I literally have no idea how to get it back because I can't see. That's funny. There we go. Well, for some reason it's really hard to see up here. So I'm just going to move this back because this is not the thing I normally use, which obviously I'm going to. All right, I'm not sure what's going on here. I can't. Something is not set. Oh, I see. This leg is not working. All right, get with it, Ryan. All right, so this is not the stand I normally use. The legs are all falling apart. So here's the deal. Lots and lots of bees. They're super active. Um, and again, a lot of people ask, like, why don't you use gear? When I'm standing here, I can't guarantee anything, but these hives have generally shown themselves to be pretty docile, and for the most part, they don't care about me. They care about getting to the hive and supplies and prolonging the hive and all that stuff. If I get in their way, they'll get upset at me. But they primarily don't care that much about me. I've gotten stung at times when I'm out here like this, just when I'm in the way and a bee will fly like into my neck or something. And their tendency is like, shoot, they hit something and they just sting. And it's that quick, and that's just what happens. So I'm going to really quickly go through this hive. So remember, there's no queen in here. I took the queen out. I put her in that hive over there, split her out on Sunday. It's now Friday night. I would wait till tomorrow, but we're supposed to get rain all day. So I can't do this tomorrow. This hive is still so full. I don't know if you have watched anything I do. This hive has so many bees in it. That queen has laid so many eggs. It's just full. I'm going to put my hood on here in a minute. But there are just so many bees. And so the one thing, okay, they didn't do one thing I thought they would do. I left some frames out of here because I somehow ran short. And so I thought they would build comb. At least up here they didn't. And that could be because it's just really high. I expect that as I get further down, I will see them having tried to build some comb in there. I got this little thing in my. All right. So let's just quickly run through here, see what we can see. And again, my only hope, all I want to see is a queen cell. That's my priority. And I'm having a really hard time with this. Okay. Let me set this crooked a little bit. There we go. So let's see what we can find. That's all I care about. This should take maybe 10, 15 minutes. I probably am not going to open up the other hive until Sunday or early next week. And we'll see what's going on. All right, so this top box, I think, did have some eggs. So there's a possibility that they would have chosen to build a queen up here. So that's resources. Not even going to look at it. Remember, I have one goal in mind. I just want to see that they have at least one queen cell they've made. That's all nectar. I can tell by the weight. This is all nectar, so it might have been the frames down below that had eggs in it. Shoot, should have gone back and looked at my. But yeah, this is all just nectar. All right, keep going, keep going. I see no other brood up here. Yeah, so I guess I think I had brought this box out. That's right. This was a box that had some honey in it from the winter that I had stored. So that's what this is all about. All right, so let me just, I did bring an extra frame down. It's completely empty. We'll see if they start to build anything on that. Probably unlikely that they will right now, but yeah, it could happen. Who knows? All right, so don't expect a lot here. So the next box down did have one frame of brood and some fresh eggs, and so there's a chance that they built a queen cell out of that frame. So let's see what we find. And I see one, two, at least three queen cells here, so I'm going to show them to you. Woohoo! That's exactly what I need to see. Now they probably did more. I'm going to go down one more box after I pull this out. But if you recall, or if you go back and watch the one from Sunday, this frame had some fresh eggs on it. And so they have built, okay, they're at the bottom. They have built three, and they're trying to build a fourth. And on this side, I have one, two. So I have queen cells that are being made. So these are all from after Sunday. All of these big cells are queen cells. They chose an egg, and it's hard to see inside of them, but all of them have a large egg developing in there. So they chose those eggs, and they are now, and on this side, same deal. So that egg, it might be hard to see, but that little hole right there, there's actually a pupa, an egg developing up inside of there. So they have created 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I mean, there are just a ton of them. I'm not going to do anything with them. I'm going to let them have all of those. That is really good for me. I feel happy about that. What will happen? So what am I going to do with this? So I'm going to leave this in here. Well, I'm going to really gently, because those are not all cleaned up or closed up. Really gently leave it up there. I just want to see if there's any others. I don't think there were eggs on these. Let me just quickly check. So here's how this works. All of those queen cells were made at about the same time. This is almost all nectar developing into honey. So I said on Sunday, there's a ton of honeysuckle trees back there that are pretty new to my property. I don't know where they came from, but I think that's what they're getting all this nectar from. Because these are going to be full in honey in a matter of like 2 or 3 weeks. Okay, so in this box, those are all the queen cells. I'm going to put it back in its place as gently as I can, because they are not all, only one of them is sealed. Be really gentle with that. And I just want to see if there's more. So here's how this works. The queen, one of those, all of those, one of them is going to emerge first. It will be the first queen. The other way you can check for queen cells, by the way, sorry, I know I jump around a lot, but it's just so exciting. They almost always try to build them on the bottom of a frame. So you can actually kind of lean down here, and if you're good, you can look. And I can actually see a few of those just as they sit right here. So I'm going to be really gentle. I'm going to move them over here. I want to be really gentle the way I move them, because I don't want to disturb those cells and crush them or hurt them. And then I left a space here. I thought they might start to build some comb, but they are not. Oh well. It's kind of fun when they do, but they usually, I guess, they really only go at it if they have a need, and there's just no need for cells here. I put some fresh frames in here. There's a lot of bees on the frame, but they are not yet building out honeycomb, which is annoying. They don't tend to do it until they really are forced to when they have this much resource. So here's what's going to happen. I'm going to really quickly check to see if there's any other queen cells here. They are in emergency mode. They just know they need a new queen because I took the queen away. So they have at least 7 on that other frame. That's resources. And there's 1, 2, there's so many in here, which I'm okay with. A lot of people would be like, hey, split this again. You have all these queen cells. And you know what? I may redecide once these are all closed up. Yeah, there's a queen cell there. I may do another split this weekend, Sunday or maybe on Monday, because I now have a bunch of queens, potential queens. There's 3, 4 on here that they're trying to make. They just know they need a queen and they're making it happen. How many times can I say that, huh? So the queen I took out left so much brood. They've created so many new queens. One of them is going to hatch first, maybe two of them at the same time. And what that queen will do is very quickly start to run around and it will just sting the other queens through their cell and kill them off. That's how there's only one queen left in the hive. And so since I have so many queen cells, it may be worthwhile to uh, use that for a second split. The problem is if I split all these, I'm quickly depleting resources, and there's no guarantee that the queen that survives is going to be a great queen. Is going to be able to fly out, is going to be able to mate, all the things will work as I need it to. There's no guarantee of that. So I'll give it a think. I have plenty of queens cells. I'm filling that empty hole. So I have, man, 4, 5, 6 on that frame. I have, upwards of 7 on this. They may have more in that box down below. Yeah, I am going to check because I just want to know because that might inform if I split this or not. So that's what I'm going to do. Just really fast, really quickly. A lot more bees down here. And again, I can move kind of quickly because I know, man, I left so much brood in here. This is so insane. I'm going to split this again. That will get me to 4 hives pretty quickly. I have at least 2 solid queens I can take some brood from if I need to. I'm going to guess if I'm really good, and there's lots of drone cells on here. So that queen had decided she was going to lay a bunch of drone before she left. So she was probably thinking about splitting. Bunch of drone there. Really quickly do this. They're a little bit unhappy with me, but it is what it is. Again, I just want to quickly see how many. Yeah, so many drone in here. I can see them walking around. Remember, drones, if I wanted to, if I find one up here, I think I did the other time, you can just pick them up. They don't have any stingers. There are no queen. Oh, there's 2. There's a queen cell there. I mean, I don't want to brag, but these are almost like, in theory, perfect bees. They are just doing exactly what they need to. They're doing it really well and really efficiently. And I'm just really impressed. So in 7 days' time, they have created upwards of 10 or more queen cells. I can definitely keep at least 1 frame in here, and maybe I will take another frame. Oh, there goes a little bowl or something. And again, I'm just moving quickly because I know there's no queen in here. And I can just kind of move and shake. They're actually building this frame out a little bit. So that's cool. Good for them. All right, last 2. I see brood on these. So I just want to check them. Just a little bit. Yeah, it's mostly drone, regular cells. So there must have been a bunch of them merged. So many bees. And like I said, a ton of drone bees. Every frame I'm picking up, I'm just seeing drones walking around. And that's really good. If you remember what I said, we need drones to create for queens to mate with. And so when these queens emerge, they'll have lots of male bees flying around to mate with so that we can get some strong queens. So that's really great. All right. So that's what I wanted to see. Nothing more to do. As I said, that was going to be really quick. I may stick around and just really quickly open the lid on these other 2 hives just to see. I have not put more sugar water on that hive over there. They used it all before I even got back from my trip. Yeah, and then, okay, so this is the one that has a bunch of queen cells there. So the queen will emerge. I did this on Sunday. Those eggs were between 1 and 3 days old. They can't create a queen after an egg has hatched, I believe. So that's at day 3. So a queen takes 16 days to emerge, give or take. It's almost always like clockwork. So I will have a new queen in this hive by let's say a week from Tuesday or Wednesday at the latest. I should see all those queen cells have emerged. Maybe I'll see the queen. Now it's a fairly big hive. Um, so it might be a little bit harder to find her. New queens are because they're not as big. They haven't mated, so they're everything hasn't developed fully. But it's exciting for me. Uh, yeah, so I'm just gonna really quickly scoop into these others. Again, I do this for me more than anything. I just always feel like, someone might care and just think it's kind of fun to watch and learn something. And so I'm just gonna really quickly open these up. I have other stuff to get done tonight, but that was super quick, exactly what I wanted. And so my daughter's about to start mowing, I hear. All right, so I'm not spraying smoke in a lot of these because these bees are just getting better and better. This hive, remember, I have a queen excluder here, so I think there was some brood up here. I just want to see if there's brood, if they're mostly making honey out of this stuff up here. Super quick. Yeah, this is almost all honey. It's actually even partially capped. I build lots of wax in here. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with wax. All right, so there was some brood here. Yeah, so I put that queen excluder so that this brood will hatch out. And then, yeah, it's just a lot. So that's right. This had some eggs in there. That's not become brood. I think this, yeah, I can see this plastic one has brood. So this queen had done a really good job. They are just no queen cells. I don't want to see queen cells here. A lot of drones. That's great. I just talk, don't I? It's just fun for me to like talk this through as I go. Probably just more cathartic for me than anything else. I'm the only one that mostly watches anything. All right. So what's great about this is I can just tell that this queen really did finally come around. So she really has good laying patterns. You know, it took her quite a while to kind of come back. I think I said this last time. Queens cannot take care of themselves. They can't actually eat. They don't have the necessary glands to digest food, and so they can't eat. Um, there's a queen cup in here. I just want to make sure there's no egg in there. There's not. Okay. But she really seems to have come around. They're putting honey up, nectar up here, and creating honey and what have you. I might need to put another box on here if she's really doing this well. So that's why I just want to quickly see what the next box down looks like. If she, okay, so here's a drone bee. This drone bee cannot sting me, has no stinger. It's kind of bigger than the rest. And I don't know if you can tell kind of how big it is there compared to what the other the other bees normally look like. But you see the bottom there, there's no stinger coming out. Yeah, man, so many of those drones here. All right, and I will put that back on because I don't want the queen to go up there. So I put some empty frames in here, and I guess I just kind of hope upon hope that their bees can be kind of lazy about building comb, and then that can actually promote swarming because they don't have space to lay eggs. So I'm going to try and be, yeah, so here's a frame that I would feel like she could lay eggs on, but I see no evidence of anything. Now there's also this is a fresh frame, so there's no like nectar or anything. So they have no resources, but they're also not building out these other frames at all. They're like, yeah, whatever, man. Kind of tired. So that is one problem I need to deal with. I have a lot of old frames. I need to somehow encourage these to make honeycomb on. Let's see what happens. There's the mower. All right, they are repairing this one though pretty well. Let's see the queen. She's not laid anything here. not laying anything up here. I think she's not laying anything because there's really very little resource up here. So what I might end up doing for a few days is um, putting some sugar water on here. That will encourage them to build some honeycomb. So and give them some like fake resources so she feels more comfortable laying some brood. So that's my only concern. If she doesn't have much space, there's a chance if I go down here, I'm going to put this to the side actually, so that I don't potentially put the queen on top of that. I don't think she's in there. I didn't, honestly, you can tell I went really quickly. If they feel like they don't have space, she may decide she wants to swarm. That would actually be not cool. So I don't want this bee to swarm this hive. So let's just really quickly see what's going on. I end up seeing the queen in here. Yeah, so she's not putting brood on this side. She did put brood over here, but not a lot, because this was mostly resources, so there's not much space to put brood. I don't see her. Again, so the concern is that if there's any evidence of a queen cell, then what do I do with that? Try and find. All right, so here's lots of brood over here. She may be on this frame. Let's see her on that side. So they are preparing some queen cups, but nothing emergency-like, so that's good. Some newish eggs. This frame is pretty full, so that's good to see. I think once they have some resources on those other frames that they probably will use them. But let's just see what we got here. And again, I just took this hive apart. Like, I don't want to be too touchy-feely with these things. Yeah, lots of brood, looking good. All right, but I see no queen cells, so I'm gonna. I don't see the queen on this frame. Being quick, being gentle. I see one more frame of brood, so I am just going to really quickly see if there's a queen cell. I'm going to assume there's not. So that's good. It looks like they are not preparing to swarm right now. That's really good to see, because we don't want that with this hive. Remember, this is a queen that almost died, and she, a couple bees kept her alive. I kept adding bees to keep her alive, and then she finally came back around, and she's been doing really good. So I'm trying to be gentle. Kind of surprised I don't see her in one of these frames, but it's all good. Not going to get too worked up about it. Um, yeah, they seem fine. So I'm not going to worry too much. There's a fair amount of bees too. I feel pretty good about the number of bees. Making sure she's not on here. Let's see her. They're building up some honeycomb on here to put nectar in. I see that. Oh, there she is. Okay, she's on there. It's a little bit breezy, so I don't want to be as gentle as I can. All right, then what I'm going to do, because I know she's on there, I'm going to push a frame back against her, so when I put this one down in, I don't accidentally, kind of crunch her up. So, all right. So they're not ready to swarm yet. They do need some frames that she can lay more eggs on. I got to figure that out. So a little bit of work to do next week. I am home from travel for like another 2.5 weeks. I have a little bit of traveling to do. So that's going to be cutting close to that queen. That queen will hatch and emerge, like I said, about a week from Tuesday, Monday or Tuesday, I would guess. And then I will have about a week and a half, maybe a week or so until I leave for a couple days. So, yeah, we'll figure that out. Looking good, feeling good. I'll show you one last quick thing, and then I got to go another work here, putting a weight back on top of this hive over here. Let me show you what I was saying last time. So whenever you split a hive, or a hive itself splits, so you can see this hive, and this has been, 5+ weeks, 6 weeks of getting this thing going. There's a lot of bees for this size hive. There's a lot of bees coming in and out, and it's almost evening. So finally, lots of foragers. Remember, foraging is one of the last jobs that bees will do. So a lot of foragers, feels pretty good. This hive, again, I split it, but the majority of the foragers came back here. They'll live for another couple of weeks. And so there's just lots of bees. When I came out here a half hour ago, you can just see lots of bees coming in and out. So lots of foragers. This one that I split, notice there's a lot less activity because I mostly moved over brood and nursing bees, and any foragers that were in here, I did that Sunday evening. On Monday, they went out to forage, and just by nature and memory, they came back to that hive over there. And so this hive will get more active over the next 2 to 3 weeks. We'll see a lot more bees coming in and out because there's a lot of brood in there. As that brood hatches, the new bees will start to take care of the young. The older bees will start to come out and do things like foraging and so forth. So I'll go into this hive in a little bit, probably on Sunday or Monday. I'm probably going to have to add a box up here pretty quickly. There's only two, but this top box is just for, let me show you, is just for the sugar water that I put in there. So it's just bottles of sugar water. They're out of sugar water. I need to give them some more. But so remember, this queen has laid so much brood. My guess is she's filling that. That's probably mostly full at this point. And so I need to add some more frames and boxes for them to get rolling. So, all right, that's the deal. I'm happy right now. It's never a guarantee, but so far things seem to be working well. There are lots of queen cells in there. They're making a queen, and it's good for us.